Thank you for viewing this instructional video. Zarcor uses two basic installation procedures depending on the type of boat. On this CD, you'll be viewing procedure number 1, where we create a channel in front of your existing hatchboard channel. This system is used on all boats that use a continuous aluminum U-channel to retain the hatchboards. Beneteau, Hunter, Jeanneau, and other sailboats use this system. On this CD, we'll show and talk about the tools and supplies you provide and the parts and accessories and fasteners we include in the installation kit. We then show you how to, number 1, do the initial fitting and adjustments. Number 2, install the retainer boards with hinges to create a new groove. Number 3, shim the doors in place, we provide the spacers, and install the hinges on the doors. And number 4, if you've ordered a built-in lock, how to install the keeper on the sliding hatch cover. That's it. Have fun and enjoy, but before we show you how to install the closures, let's take a look at the finished product. Companionway closures by Zarcor will be one of the best improvements you've ever made to your boat. Of course, the doors open and close, and they are removable so you can store them below when you go sailing. A significant new feature is the ability to change panel inserts. Just remove the aluminum top track and then pull up the panel. Here we are replacing the tinted plex with a screen insert. The screens are available in regular, no seam, and pet resistant. Another important feature is the placement of weep holes in the lower portion of the doors, allowing the rain to exit when the hard panels are in place. After you've inserted your panel of choice, you will replace the top protective slide. This person has chosen the built-in combination lock. We also have a key lock available. Both locks are a nice upgrade from the traditional padlock and hasp. The lock is installed on the right-hand door, which overlaps the door on the left, keeping it closed. The doors come with traditional fasteners. If you wish to use a more secure fastener, we will provide at no charge the appropriate tamper-resistant Torx fasteners. The required drivers, which are not available at Lowe's or Home Depot, are your responsibility. You will install one on each side of the hinges and one on each retainer board. The doors are made from king starboard. The material is totally impervious to the sun, UV, or any weather. You will never need to varnish again. To clean, simply wash with water and soap or soft scrub. Once again, there are 3 insertable panels: the viewing plex, the screen, and the white translucent privacy panel. This panel gives your boat an elegant look, especially at night when light emanates from within your boat. We also have a bag that comes with the panels to place your unused panels within. The next picture shows the tools and supplies you will need to provide. A power drill with number 2 Phillips driver bit, a random orbital sander with 60 grain coarse sanding disc. This we use to remove plastic if we need to shorten the side or the bottom. A drill bit set, 2 C-clamps 3 or 4 inches. 2 additional clamps will be required if the doors do not rest on the threshold. You need a tape rule, a 5/16 nut driver or socket set to attach the keeper on the sliding hatch closure, a Sharpie fine point marker, which we mark the plastic with, lacquer thinner or acetone to remove the mark from the plastic and it does not affect it, paper towels, and silicone adhesive sealant for when you put fasteners into fiberglass. Your accessory installation kit will include the following: a white plastic block to use with C-clamps to clamp doors together, 15 to 20 red adhesive line spacers 2 mm thick, clear rubber bumpers, spacer blocks the thickness of the doors plus 2 mm, the retainer boards with attached male hinges, and the accompanying female hinges which will be fastened to the doors. All needed fasteners and the black plastic keeper block V-shaped, which will be attached to the bottom of the sliding hatch cover. Now let's get on with installing the doors. Today we are installing companionway closures on a brand new 2007 Hunter 36. This boat belongs to a person who purchased it from Levita Starships in Dallas, Texas. The first thing you do is to attach the doors together using the C-clamps which you have provided, along with a white block to clamp them together which we've provided. Before clamping, be sure to place a spacer between the doors, one at the top and one at the bottom. We then do a preliminary fitting. It appears the doors fit just fine. We want a clearance on each side of 1/8 to 1/4 inch. Later we'll be placing spacers on each side to keep the doors in place. Be sure to place the vinyl stops on the bottom. This ensures the doors will not slide out during installation and that there will be a clearance on the threshold so they will close properly. Clearance at the bottom should be 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch. The next thing to check is the clearance at the top. Pull the companionway hatch slider to the closed position. This door fits perfect. If it did not, we would remove plastic or add spacers accordingly. In step number 2, we'll show you how to attach the hinged retainer boards, which will create an additional channel for the doors to rotate into. This additional door channel is a nice feature. It allows you to place the hatch boards that came with the boat into the original channel groove when sailing offshore. In your kit, you'll find 2 retainer boards with installed hinges, one for each side. They are pre-drilled and the appropriate fasteners are included. We have included several spacer blocks which are the thickness of the door plus 2 millimeters. Remove the white adhesive liner and stick a block near the top and the bottom next to your existing hatch groove. They will facilitate placement of the retainer boards and the spacing required for the door groove. Position the retainer board against the spacers and somewhere between the top of the coach roof and the threshold. The retainer board seldom spans top to bottom. Then with the pencil, mark the hole positions. Now it's time to drill the holes into the fiberglass. In most cases, we use 10 gauge screws for this operation and recommend that you use a 5/32 inch bit to properly seat this screw. Next, we'll attach the retainer boards with the provided fasteners. All holes have now been pre-drilled. Be sure to use some kind of a sealant with every fastener you use, regardless if it's to be positioned in wood or fiberglass. If you don't, your vessel may get boat cancer, better known as dry rot. A very efficient and clean method to apply sealant is to simply push 1/4 inch of the fastener into the nozzle of the sealant container. I recommend applying the screws in the fiberglass with a hand driver. Now we will finish the hinge installation. The first half of the hinge was pre-installed onto the retainer board. The second half of the pull-apart hinge simply slides into place. Before we install the hinges, we need to ensure that the doors are properly positioned, both side to side and top to bottom. To position the doors in their proper position, we shim the doors using the red adhesive line spacers. To use these spacers, simply pull the paper liner, exposing the adhesive. On this installation, we have a clearance of approximately 1/4 inch on both sides. Top to bottom is okay because we previously placed vinyl bumpers on the threshold. To keep the doors in position, we will place several spacers on each side of the doors. We need to shim both the top and the bottom. Put as many as needed to remove all play. Check the doors again to be sure they're immovable and in the desired position. If they are, we're ready to finish the hinges. We have found that the best method to mark starboard is with a Sharpie fine line marker. To remove the marker's lines, use lacquer thinner or acetone. It removes them easily and does not affect the plastic. Position the hinges, then mark the holes with your Sharpie marker. Use a 3/32 inch bit to drill the pilot holes. Using masking tape on the bit to ensure the pilot hole goes only 1/2 inch into the 3/4 inch thick doors. Pull the hinges back or off, then drill the holes for all 4 hinges. Install the hinges using the 8 by 5/8 inch fasteners. After you remove the clamps, shims, and spacers, you are finished. Thank you for your business. We hope you enjoy your new companionway closures. If your door came with an installed lock, go to step 4. Here is a view from inside the boat of your new cam lock and keeper block. If you have a newer Beneteau, Hunter, Jeanneau, or any other boat which uses a Mobile lock on the hatch boards and a P-keeper on the sliding cover, this will be your new setup. The keeper block fits your existing fasteners, and a nut driver or socket set will be needed because of the recessed nature of the block. This block can be adapted to virtually any boat on the market. In most cases, the rotating cam will need to be shortened to the proper length. It should be noted the combination cam can be manually rotated to a secure position from within the boat.